Welcome to Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. It is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. We are on the road today. You wouldn't know it, though, Phil. We're actually seemingly still on the beach here as my beach travels with me, and so does Phil Goodman. We're going to say good morning, Keys, to Phil Goodman. He is board chair, Commissioner District 2, Florida Keys Mosquito Control District. Good morning, Phil.
Good morning, Michael, and good morning to your listeners.
Yes, thanks so much for being here. I will remind our listeners that they can see this conversation as well. I have very little sleep and still need a shower for being on the road, so they don't want to see me, but they do want to see you. They will see you on Keys Living TV, channel 27, locally and worldwide, on Roku streaming and on the app at the App Store. Download Keys Living TV for free. So, Phil, we've got a busy week coming up here, but also we're already into the season. We've had some wet weather as of late. That can play with our mosquito counts just a little bit. I know that you have a good handle on that. Give us an idea of where we stand as far as mosquito counts in the Florida Keys.
Sure. Right now, the counts are really good everywhere in the Keys. But last week, we had some rain, particularly in the Upper Keys. We also had a lot of west wind, so there's a lot of activity from the Everglades coming in. So we had a lot of mosquitoes coming into the Upper Keys. We have really been active in controlling. We've had our trucks out every day, and as of yesterday, the mosquito count numbers are really down. Now, we had a little bit of rain last night. I know at my home on Cudjoe. And so, we'll continue to be out, but the numbers in the lower and the middle Keys have been really good lately. So we've been keeping those under control. But, it's day to day with the weather here in the Florida Keys. So the season has started and we're very active.
Yes, indeed. Phil Goodman, he is board chair, Commissioner District 2, Florida Keys Mosquito Control District. A lot of hard work goes into keeping those mosquito counts down. We've talked about that quite a bit, but one of the reasons we're so concerned about mosquito counts is mosquito-borne diseases. And that is really the number that ultimately matters most, I think, based on our previous conversations. How are we so far as mosquito-borne diseases here in the Keys?
That's our main job is to keep this community safe from mosquito-borne diseases, and we've really been able to do a good job there. There are no mosquito-borne diseases at this time in the Florida Keys, and for Florida, for the last several weeks, the numbers have really been down as well. In fact, last week there were no recorded cases in Florida at all of either travel-related or a local transmission, which is unusual. It's been this way. It's been slowly dropping for the last several weeks. But we expect it to pick up because dengue fever and chikungunya, those are the two main diseases that we're concerned with here in South Florida, brought in by the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Those numbers for the Aedes aegypti have also been relatively low. We see them creeping up a little bit when we go for several days when the wind doesn't allow us to treat. But we are getting ready to start our regular aerial treatments probably after the next rain in the lower Keys. So that this is going, but right now those numbers are low. There are no diseases here, but we work every day to make that happen. So, that's something that, as travel comes in from Central and South America, mainly into Miami, we get introduction of people who are infected, who infect the local mosquito population here. So this is something that we're going to be facing for a long time to keep this out. So we're working hard to keep that under control.
Okay, Phil Goodman with us. He is board chair, Florida's Keys Mosquito Control District, also Commissioner District 2 on Good Morning Keys. And it is a very complex science that is Florida Keys mosquito control. But we're always looking at new ways to control those mosquitoes and mosquito-borne diseases. The Wolbachia Project is something we've talked about a bit in the past. Bring us up to date on that, what it is, and where we stand.
Yeah, Wolbachia is using a bacteria that's imparted into the male mosquito, Aedes aegypti, to make it sterile when it mates with the wild female. There are no viable offspring, and we ran trials we ran a number of trials. Last year was really a pilot project. This year is an extension of the pilot project, mainly in the Middle Keys. We've got 3 test sites, 20 acres each, and 3 control sites, 20 acres each. We'll be releasing a little bit less than 2 million mosquitoes there this year. We've already started early in April, and it's a little bit early to really judge right now how effective it is. But by June, July, our numbers, we should have enough data to really start seeing, how effective this is in controlling those Aedes aegypti mosquitoes in those controlled test sites. So right now we're optimistic that this will help. We plan to use technologies like this in hot spots to control the Aedes aegypti, and there are a number of hot spots in the Florida Keys. But right now, we're releasing twice a week. We'll be releasing today. We released Tuesdays and Fridays, and so we're continuing. This is highly controlled by our people, so we're getting a lot of good data that, because in the long term, the main chemicals we use for Aedes aegypti, the Aedes aegypti mosquito is becoming resistant, and once it becomes really resistant, the effectiveness of our chemicals fall quickly. So we have to be prepared in the case of future mosquito-borne disease outbreaks that we'll have tools that can control this. So this is something that's going on all over Florida. Everybody in the Florida Mosquito Control Association and the American Mosquito Control Association are working on these type of new technologies, and so that we'll be ready, when we get enough information to know how effective these are.
Yeah, well, and I know the Florida Keys Mosquito Control District has been kind of sought out in the past by others looking at the new technologies that we have brought forth, kind of, blazing the way in some ways as far as how mosquito control can be done. And the Wolbachia project will be closely watched to see its effectiveness and whether it can be utilized elsewhere as well. So we'll continue to look for updates from you, Phil, on that.
Yes.
We do have the Florida Keys Mosquito Control District Board meeting today. Seems like frequently when you and I talk, you were getting prepared for a board meeting soon thereafter. So I appreciate you taking the time to visit with us today as well. Maybe some of the highlights on the Florida Keys Mosquito Control District Board meeting. What can we expect?
Yeah, today we will meet in our marathon headquarters at 1 o'clock, and then we have 4 meetings today. And one of them will be a strategic planning workshop, and this is what we do every year this time, where the staff will unveil to the board what they plan for the new year as far as new technologies, and the strategic planning for mosquito control. This really guides us and guides all of our preparation. And we do this in advance of the starting the budget process, which will begin next month, because we need to know, what we're going to be doing and how much it's going to cost, so that we can be sure that everything is accounted for in our budget coming up. But things like new technology, training, safety. Things that we'll be doing, educating, because educating the public is one of the main things that we're doing now, because with all the new residents here, it's very difficult to get the message out, what we're doing, why we're doing it, and what the public can do to help us. So all of these things are in the strategic planning workshop today. So I think it'll be very informative. And like I say, we do this every year, and strategic planning really guides the mosquito control operation. Also, in our regular meeting following, we will have our hurricane plan that'll be introduced, and our guest speaker today. We usually have a guest speaker from some of the other county organizations. Is today it's Corey Schwisho, who is the director of Monroe County Emergency Management, talking about the emergency management plans for the county, because we are an integral part of that too, working with the county for emergency management. Should we have a hurricane, and should we have an emergency situation? So I can, this is something that's very well planned out. So our hurricane plan will be discussed today, but it's also already been discussed with all of our staff and rank and file. Everybody knows what they need to do should we have a hurricane coming in here. That's something we prepare for all the time.
That's an important point. I had the pleasure of speaking with Corey Swizzo yesterday just about the Cuban situation and the possibility of drones and all that stuff, and we kind of put that to rest, going right to the sources there. I'm sure he will be very informative today at the Florida Keys Mosquito Control District meeting. And that is something we don't necessarily think about when we think of hurricanes. The fact that the Florida Keys Mosquito Control District must be prepared and ready to get right back into Florida, into mosquito control right after a storm. That if we wait too long, it's almost too late.
Yeah, right after a storm is really a time where introduction of mosquito-borne diseases can happen very quickly. Also, the salt marsh mosquito. For a couple of days right after a storm, there's usually not much mosquito activity, but it builds quickly after that because of all the debris and piles up. What we do when we first come back after a storm, and we're back the day after, right after the storm has passed, and our helicopters are coming back in, and we work with the sheriff's department. We do a lot of recon over the county to surveil the damage and things like this for a couple of days. That's usually our job as well. So, and then we get into mosquito control within a couple of days. So it's very important to have a good plan and good communication. That's what we work on.
Yes, preparation is key. Well, Phil, also, let's talk about no-see-ums for a moment. They're there, even though you don't see them. And let's talk about control of the no-see-ums. Where do we, that is probably a question you get asked quite a bit because they're a little pesky. But what about the no-see-ums? Can they be controlled? If they can't or can, just bring us up to date. And then, where do we stand regarding that currently?
Sure, and there's a lot of misinformation about no-see-ums, and I wanted to really take this opportunity to explain a little bit about what we do and why, and what's the limitations on controlling these. There's about 50 different species of no-see-ums, and they're really considered biting midges. These are a certain classification. It goes under the genus species of Culicoides. That's the genus for the big category of biting midges or no-see-ums, as we call them here, more or less in the southeast part of the U.S. Like I say, 50 species. And contrary to what people think, these are very easy to kill. Every pesticide that we have kills them readily and quickly. But there's a big difference between killing them and controlling them. And they're very difficult to control. Historically, they don't carry disease, so they're not really something that we're supposed to control or have to control. But, every time a truck goes out or sprays for pesticide, it does kill the no-see-ums. However, to really control them, and they breed everywhere. Opposed to mosquitoes which breed in the water, and then we can treat the water with larvicide and get them where they are breeding or hatching. This is how we control probably 80% of the mosquitoes, and that's not possible with no-see-ums because they breed in soil, they breed in the mud, they breed in moisture. So no chemical can penetrate to get them. So the only thing that you can do is kill them when they fly away. And to kill them when they fly away, it's quite difficult because the time that they are out in the daytime is quite different than mosquitoes. They go by light, so they're out in the daylight. They start in the morning and and out at night, at dawn and dusk. And so you need to spray to actually kill them, to actually hit them with the chemical to kill them. And so you have to be out and spray when they're there. The same with mosquitoes, except mosquitoes are later in the evening. When you see our trucks, it's after dark, usually 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. So in order to kill no-see-ums and mosquitoes, you would have to have 2 missions and you'd have to be in your neighborhood almost every day, and then you probably would not see a lot of difference. The main problem is too, because they're just continuously breeding. And they don't carry disease, so it's better to use a repellent. If we treated them like you would have to try to control them, the mosquitoes would become resistant because of the overuse of insecticides. So that's why nobody anywhere is really trying to control no-see-ums, because it's really almost an impossibility. Now, there's one caveat to that. 2 years ago, there was a disease called Orpush, which came out of, we've known about it for years, but last year or 2 years ago was the first time it ever showed up. And it was mainly in Cuba and some South and Central American countries. There were a lot of people died in Cuba as a result of it. And there was a lot of introduction of travel related into Miami. Over 100 cases 2 years ago, but no local transmission. And this is transmitted by a no-see-um, a particular biting midge called Culicoides paraensis. And this is available in Florida, but not in the Keys. We've never found this particular species in the Keys. And I can tell you during this time when this was a threat, a lot of health organizations, a lot of the Florida Mosquito Control Association were doing a lot of preparation in case this did become locally transmitted. What would we do to control it? And basically the control would just be to spray, which would cause all the damage that I was mentioning, but it's the only way we have to control this particular thing. Fortunately, it never happened, and these diseases go in cycles, sometimes 5-10 years. So right now, Oropusha is not something on our radar. So we have some time maybe to do better planning. But this is some real technical science that a lot of work is going on. Maybe in the future there's something that'll come out of it. Right now, the best way to control the no-see-ums on your personal body is by use of repellents.
Okay. Well, that's good advice. Thank you for that update. Very educational. Indeed, it is Phil Goodman. He is board chair, Florida Keys Mosquito Control District, and Commissioner District 2 as well on Good Morning Keys. Well, Phil, we need to let you get ready for your upcoming board meeting. Is there anything else, though, that we should mention at this time?
Yeah, we're getting prepared for a Memorial Day holiday.
Yes.
So right now in the Upper Keys, particularly the Upper Keys, we do a series of what we call barrier treatments, and which protects some of the foliage on the parks and the golf courses and recreational areas that allow this, so that there's a residual on there that protects against mosquitoes for until several rains. So this is what we're doing right now in the Upper Keys, particularly and also in the Middle and Lower Keys, where it's important to allow people to enjoy better the Memorial Day holiday. And if people want to join our meeting today, they can go to our website at keysmosquito.org, and you can follow us live streaming, but beginning at 1:00. So we'd love to have people get more interested in learning what we do at Mosquito Control. I think it's very important for this community.
Yes, it is. And we thank you so much for your many years of leadership and lending us your expertise in the field of mosquito control. It is Board Chair, Florida Keys Mosquito Control District, and Commissioner District 2, Phil Goodman, with us this morning. Thank you, Phil, for being here. And you have a very nice Memorial Day weekend. Happy Memorial Day to all.
Thank you. Same to you, and same to your listeners. Thank you.
Listen. Yes, thank you for being here, sir. Thank you. It is
My
Phil
pleasure.
Goodman, Board Chair and Commissioner. Yes, sir. Commissioner, District 2 and Board Chair, Florida Keys Mosquito Control District. On Good Morning Keys, we have a slight chance of rain here for today. We'll get you the complete weather forecast, as well as no major incidents seen up and down US 1, as we continue with more of Good Morning Keys in a moment.
Neptune Atlantic Boat Lifts and Barge is your proven expert in boat lifts, service, parts, or construction throughout the entire Keys, with locations in Tavernier and in Marathon. Hurricane season is almost here, and we all know what a disaster a hurricane is. Protect yourself against a hurricane with tie-down service from Neptune Atlantic Boat Lifts. They can custom manufacture your next aluminum lift for any sized boat or yacht. Many Neptune Atlantic Boat Lifts feature a custom gearbox with variable speed option. They also build docks and cargo elevators and install pilings with their barge service. Neptune Atlantic Boat Lifts and Barge is part of the Waterfront Brands Group, which includes Shoremaster, Hydro Hoist, and Tide Tamer, and their full line of parts and service appointments are convenient for all of the Keys. With their location in Marathon at Town Square Mall, 11400 Overseas Highway Suite 211, and their main showroom at 94401 Overseas Highway Tavernier. Have trouble getting on and off your boat? Neptune Atlantic Boat Lifts offers a full line of custom boarding platforms and catwalks. Call for a quote or visit NeptuneAtlanticBoatLifts.com.
It's almost time. The Lower Keys Chamber of Commerce 33rd Annual Dolphin Tournament is happening June 5th, 6th, and 7th. Hook your chance at a $10,000 grand prize for the largest dolphin caught, plus cash prizes for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place, awesome trophies, and extra prizes just for the youth division. Sign up before the end of May to save $50 on your registration now at lowerkeyschamber.com or call 305-872-2411. Sponsored by Lower Keys Tackle and the Monroe County Tourist Development Council.
Hi, this is Allison Crean for the City of Key West, inviting you to ride a city bus. Meet our bus drivers who are committed to you, our customers. Sit back and relax in a clean, comfortable, air-conditioned bus and let us do the driving. Key West Transit offers public bus service to anywhere between Key West and Marathon. Why drive when you can ride a city bus with Key West Transit?
Keys Energy Services rebate program can help to reduce your energy bill. Keys offers rebates for 14 qualified energy-efficient items ranging from $25 to $450. The program also includes an electric vehicle charger rebate for up to $400. Customers looking for more information on the rebate program, a complete listing of qualified items, and information on how to apply should log on to keysenergy.com. At Keys Energy, we're growing greener every day. Here's your chance to join us and put some green back in your wallet.
Good morning, Keys, on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. And we are going to bring in, it is Nikki, the nurse practitioner from Key West Surgical Group Incorporated, a med spa. Exceptional care close to home. They bring you medical matters each and every week. They also bring you a dedication to excellence in every aspect of their practice. Dr. Rhoda Smith, practicing medicine and taking care of our medical needs here in the Keys for many years. And Nikki, the nurse practitioner, giving us a lot of very valuable information. Last week, we were talking about sunscreen, photo protection, and protecting your skin. We're going to continue with that conversation. We talked about UVA versus UVB. We talked about SPF and what that means, chemical and mineral sunscreens, the keys and sun damage. Photo aging may be about where we left off, but Nikki, you tell me, where do you want to pick this up?
Let's go back, just recap sunscreen, like how much you should use.
Yes,
Okay,
indeed.
so we can recap how much sunscreen should you use. And I think I do remember saying this. It's 2 fingers length of sunscreen that you should put on your body if you're using a screen. If for the body, we said it was a shot glass amount. So, take a shot glass to the beach, 1 for tequila, 1 for your sunscreen. Just kidding.
Don't mix the two. Don't mix the two.
Spray. I wanted to bring this up again because a lot of people love to use the spray sunscreens, and you need to rub it in. And down here it's windy all the time, so you need to make sure you cover your body, because we were just out on the boat on Sunday, and I don't normally get the spray, but we had one, and it was really, really windy. So most of the sunscreen, I think, blew away before it hit the skin.
It's on a seagull somewhere.
Yeah. He's
protected.
protected.
Yeah, exactly.
That or a pelican.
Right.
And then of course,
Right.
avoid spraying in your eyes and your face, and don't inhale it. Photoprotective clothing. This is very beneficial. Down here, a lot of fishermen, you'll see, wear it. And this is great for boating in the beach. I know a lot of people like to show off their pretty bathing suits. However, if you do photoprotective clothing, it has, or it's also called UPF. The fabric is designed to help block the ultraviolet radiation from reaching the skin. So a UPF 50 shirt blocks about 98% of UV radiation. So not all clothing protects equally. Thin white shirts may allow some of the UV rays to go through. Wet clothing becomes less protective, and tightly woven fabrics offer better protection. So again, UPF clothing is beneficial for boaters, fishermen, divers, athletes, outdoor workers, children, people with melasma, because remember, heat and sun can trigger a flare of melasma and make those darker patches darker. Of course, patients recovering from laser procedures. We limit the amount of laser we do during the summer, but again, we are in the sun here all the time, all year round. So it is important to protect your skin after any type of laser procedure. And of course, anyone with skin cancer. So if you had skin cancer before, you're susceptible, to get it again. Pigment is pesky, as I always say.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So reducing heat and UV exposure, that's a big one for pigmentation.
yes, yes.
Mhm,
And then,
mhm.
we talked about protective gear. They have the long sleeve shirts, rash guards, wide brim hats, UV blocking sunglasses. This is big. And when you look for sunglasses, they have the tag on them. So make sure that they block out the UV rays. Neck gaiters, those neck buffs. I
Oh,
call them neck buffs. I guess they're also called gator, not to be confused with gator, like an alligator.
yes.
um
Okay.
to protect
Interesting.
your neck,
Yeah.
because your neck and your chest tend to get abused in the sun. You don't think of it. The hat covers your face, but you need to protect your neck and your chest as well. And sun
Yeah.
gloves.
I was going to say that's interesting. I used to think when I first came to the Keys, why are all the people working outdoors wearing long sleeves and gloves and aren't they hot, et cetera, et cetera? They know what they're doing. They're
That
protecting
is
themselves from the
correct.
sun.
They are protecting
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, so long sleeves, even gloves, etc. There's a reason for that. Okay, it is Nikki, the nurse practitioner, with us, Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa, close to home with that exceptional care, 3134 Northside Drive in Key West, with Dr. Rhoda Smith taking care of our medical needs for many years and continuing on with medical matters with Nikki, the nurse practitioner, talking about sunscreen for different types of skins then.
All skin types need, or tones need, photo protection. This is a misconception that if you're a darker skin type, you don't need to protect yourself from the sun. That is not true. Yes, darker skin has more melanin protection, but they are still susceptible to UV damage, pigmentation, and skin cancer can still occur. So, and when you have darker skin cancer is usually diagnosed later because it's harder to see the change in the area. So it
Mhm.
doesn't matter, if you're light or dark, protect your skin.
Okay. Well, we talk about the aesthetics at Key West Surgical Group. There's many very advanced laser technologies, three, in fact, that can be combined for a number of different aesthetic procedures and RF microneedling. They do some fantastic things to your skin, but there's some things to keep in mind after laser and aesthetic procedures that we've talked about. So let's talk about that as well.
Okay, so like I said, after lasers and aesthetic procedures, you need to protect your skin. We have the following, and I always talk about sunscreen with everybody. Even in the consultation, if you don't have a service with me, you decide to go somewhere else, you still need some protection. But we have the Laser MD Ultra, the Pico Shore Pro Laser, even radio frequency microneedling or regular microneedling. We are damaging the skin barrier, so you need to definitely wear SPF. Chemical peels is a big one. Chemical peels peel your skin, and there's all different degrees of chemical peels. That could be light, where your face will flake, and then they have the more aggressive ones where your parts of your face actually, like, I don't want to say fall off, come off in sheets. I don't know.
Oh,
You really,
descriptive enough.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, you're triggering, to get rid of the old damaged skin and target new skin to form. So you got to think of when the new skin forms after one of these procedures, like laser resurfacing is another one. You have baby skin. It's brand new
Mm.
skin. So you need to protect it. It's like you're getting a fresh slate. So you need to make sure that you do what you need to do to keep it looking fresh, and sunscreen SPF is what you need to do.
Okay. So without the sunscreen and proper aftercare, the patients who had some of these treatments can experience some of the following.
Hyperpigmentation, meaning your darker spots don't go away, they could get worse, or new ones can form. Prolonged redness. So again, when you have that brand new skin, if you go out and you expose it, you can get that redness. And I talk about this all the time. Everybody that comes to see me, we all have redness here. It's from chronic sun exposure. So if I'm treating that, you need to take care of that area, just like a baby's bottom, and put
Okay.
sunscreen on it. Otherwise, you're going to remain red.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Um, So, and then reversal of the results and poor healing. So you are susceptible
Okay.
to not healing correctly.
Okay. Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa bringing you medical matters where they bring you exceptional care close to home at 3134 Northside Drive in Key West and online, keywestsurgicalgroup.com, and as well as the phone number, too. We'll get to that in just a moment, which is 305-294-1041. Vitamin D, is that the magic elixir? What about vitamin D or sunscreen blocks relative to vitamin D? Tell us that.
So people worry that you don't get enough vitamin D when and that sunscreen blocks it. And vitamin D is associated with a lot of chronic medical conditions. So you still produce vitamin D even while using sunscreen. And the benefits of using sunscreen outweigh the risk of excessive UV exposure. So vitamin D can be taken as a supplementation. It's how, vitamin D and calcium go together. It's how you keep your bones strong. So people worry about like osteoporosis and it deals with inflammation. I should do a whole segment on vitamin D.
Yeah, we could.
Maybe we'll do that next week.
Okay. Hey, it's your show.
However, you can replace your vitamin D with food and vitamin supplementation. So it's more important to block the rays of the sun. And I don't know if there's enough study to even say that it does block the absorption of vitamin D. So it's
okay. Well, how about okay. No, indeed. Yeah, well, keep that in mind. Let's do a final takeaway, though. We've covered a lot of information this week and last. What should people remember most of all?
So sunscreen is just not for going to the beach or on the boat or hanging out by the pool. It's daily health care for your skin. It should be part of your routine. We talk about and skincare routine. Like I said, women kind of have an advantage because they put sunscreen in their makeup or in their lotions. So it becomes more part of a routine for women more than men, but men need to either have a bottle. If they're not going to moisturize their skin, that's okay. That's their choice. Just have a little bottle of SPF of 50, in the bathroom and apply that before they leave the house in the morning. And the biggest thing is if you are out in the sun, reapply at least every 2 hours at the minimum.
Okay. Yep. Sunscreen is prevention. Use it and use it often. Use it every day. Your skin remembers every sunburn and every tan, and it does accumulate. And photo protection works best when combined with a lot of the techniques and measures that we talked about over the past couple of weeks.
That is correct. So
yeah,
sunscreen, protective clothing, hats, sunglasses, stay in the shade. Can all prevent skin cancer, premature aging, worsening of pigmentation, and collagen breakdown.
Yeah, indeed. Well, and if you want to address your aesthetics, your looks, you have some sun damage, a number of other things can be addressed, starting with the free consultation at Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa. As mentioned online is keywestsurgicalgroup.com. You can also give the phone call to them, 305-294-1041. The consultation is free. 3 different very advanced and exclusive laser technologies that can be combined with a number of other techniques and applied through the skill of Dr. Rhoda Smith and Nikki, the nurse practitioner, to make sure that your aesthetic care is customized and as effective as possible. I must say, you have a particular glow today.
I do? I can't see.
Yeah. Well,
I'll take the word for it.
Yeah, no, and I know that you've had the benefits of the care of Key West Surgical Group Incorporated and Med Spa. Even Dr. Rhoda Smith did a number of treatments for the public as well during your open house there. And really, it's tremendously effective. So yeah, that glow is there. And if you want to see that, want to see that glow firsthand, go to Keys Living TV today at 11 o'clock or 5 o'clock. You can see Nikki the nurse and her conversation with us. So very exciting.
Oh, awesome.
Yay. All right. I think we covered it. Thank you so much.
We did. All right.
Happy Memorial Day weekend to you, Nikki. We'll talk soon.
All right. We'll talk next week. Bye, Michael.
Will do. Thanks for being here. Take care. Nikki the nurse practitioner with us. Key West Surgical Group Incorporated, a med spa, exceptional care close to home. KeyWestSurgicalGroup.com online. This is Keys Talk 96.9 1025. The Talk of the Keys. We'll return with more Good Morning Keys in a moment.
Step back in time. Step back into Old Town. Step into Old Town Bakery with fresh baked treats like pastries, cookies, brownies, and fresh breads made every morning. Enjoy hot and cold delicious ground coffee always brewing and handcrafted breakfast and lunch sandwiches made to order on oven fresh breads. And now Old Town Bakery features spinach mushroom feta quiche and ham and cheese quiche, delectable for breakfast or lunch by the slice. Get a whole quiche pie by ordering in-store with 24 hours advance notice. And enjoy new cream-filled croissants with chocolate or vanilla filling and award-winning fresh baked pies, including their key lime pie, voted the best in the Keys. Pick up their unique Old Town Bakery t-shirts for a friend or yourself and give the gift of deliciousness with a gift card available for purchase in-store. And their catering menu is available to make that next event memorable. Old Town Bakery on the corner of Eaton and Grinnell. Stop in or order online. OldTownBakeryKeyWest.com.
The Greenhouse. Have you been there yet? We even spell it with 3 E's to help you smile when you say it. That's our goal. We carry the largest selection of hemp-derived THC and CBD products in Monroe County. If you've been taking medication for anxiety, depression, inflammation, lack of sleep, or muscle and joint pain and it's just not working, or you don't like the side effects, we can help. If you're looking to chill, relax, escape, focus, or even break out into euphoric fits of laughter, we can help there too. No medical card is needed. You just have to be 21 or over. Our 3 locations are open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. In Key West, we're at 431 Front Street, just in front of Mallory Square. In Marathon, you can find us at mile marker 52 at 10875 Overseas Highway. In Key Largo, we're at 99304 Overseas Highway in the middle of the road. Swing on by, share your goals with us, and we'll recommend a product to help you reach them. And we back our recommendations with a 100% money-back guarantee. The Greenhouse. Stop on by and find out what the buzz is all about today.
Visit one of the 12 locations of the Greenhouse, including 9 in the Keys and featuring their newest store at 3128 North Roosevelt, Key West.
Do you want a reliable, fast, and convenient way to travel between the mainland and the Keys? The Dade Monroe Express is your solution. Service runs early morning through late evening, 7 days a week. Whether you're commuting or just visiting, Dade Monroe Express has got you covered. And the best part? You can try it for free. Visit trytransitfree.com and select Dade Monroe Express. Don't wait. Discover a stress-free way to travel to and from the Keys. The Dade Monroe Express is operated by Miami-Dade Transit.
Hey Key West, Danny Hughes here from Two Friends. Really from Two Friends. So Maura and I were sitting at breakfast in the bar, listening to live music at 8:30 a.m. on a Tuesday. She's about to enjoy some huevos rancheros and me shrimp and grits with fried oysters. Heart healthy. And Maura says, Dorothy, we're not in Kansas anymore. It was perfect because we didn't move here because Key West is like a lot of other places. We moved here because it isn't like any other place on earth. So meet your friends or make your friends at Two Friends, 512 Front Street in Old Town, Key West, or twofriends.com.
This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. Good morning. We are at the 19th of May already. Boy, oh boy. It is getting pretty warm out there. Lots of people are looking for a pool if they don't have one, or they're looking to upgrade the pool that they do have. We're going to turn to our pool expert for that, Joe, with Islamorada Pools Construction, Remodel, Repair. Good morning to you, Joe. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Mike. Good morning, Keys.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And also on Keys Living TV, as mentioned, we can see the conversation. You can see the conversation with Joe later today at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Channel 27, worldwide Roku streaming, and on the app at your app store, Keys Living TV. So you are yet in another vehicle. I commented, we see you on the screen here. It almost looks like the space shuttle in there. You are out and about, very hands-on. Looks like you're on your way to another project.
We are. We've got a pretty good fleet of vehicles, and people just drive whatever it is that they need to be driving in order to get the job done throughout the Keys. Today I've left a really nice grotto that we just refurbished, a big cave over a spa. You know, we call it a grotto here in the Keys, and the beautiful waterfall comes down over the top of the rocks and falls into the spa. Probably a 8-9 foot fall, and it's gorgeous. Finished that. Going to do in Summerland a really big textured deck around an existing pool and do a dock in a custom HDPE a foam, kind of a foam that is impervious to water and impervious to sun. It's going to look like a beach,
Oh
down
my
by the water.
gosh.
It's going to be amazing. So people are excited about it, and we're excited about upgrading people's hard spaces.
No kidding. Joe, really, it kind of is illustrative of the fact that if you can dream it, you can build it. It's been said before, but it truly is the case. Boy, just whatever people envision almost as far as a pool environment, you can make it happen.
Yeah, as long as we can get as long as it's legal, is really all I'm saying. As long as we can get the permits and make the city agree to let us put it in.
Yeah.
And we work very closely with Monroe County, with all of the keys. Again, everything that we do is above board. We're not pulling any stuff like some of the fly by nights that are coming in from other places. So we're always excited to be able to stand behind our work and not have any ugly surprises for our clients that get stuck holding the bag. When contractors or non-contractors come in and do it incorrectly or against the rules, it's always the owner that has to pay the bill.
That's important. Yeah, you are left holding the bag if it's your home or your property, and whoever made that transgression, so to speak, is unfortunately long gone. We've heard many stories about that. But we're speaking with Joe Johnston. He's a majority shareholder, project director, AlmoradaPools.com, and definitely your people and you personally stand behind the work and the integrity of it. And your whole team has been a part of the Florida Keys for many, many years, not only in Almorada, but now throughout the entire Keys, creating those dream pools. And so you had mentioned earlier, you're putting, at least 4 pools in currently that just continues to grow as far as more people putting in new pools that they envision, but also existing pools, not only rebuilding and repairing, but also kind of reconstructing and creating them even more to the liking of the consumer, as well as making them weather proof, et cetera, et cetera. A big part of that that's really been taking off lately is Sun Deck and the pool scapes. So talk about what a pool scape does for the pool overall.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of people have a beautiful pool already.
Yeah.
Whether or not it is one that Almorada Pools built and put in and made people's realities come true or not. If they've got a cement area around those pools and they want it to be amazing and beautiful and a little bit cooler to touch, less slippery, we've got so many ways to make that concrete beautiful. Up in Miami, we have done a few apartment buildings. The landings and the hallways between, well, they'd be mad if I call them apartments. They're condos, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So we put a beautiful chip up in there, but down here we've primarily been doing like upper balconies. People have a nice walkway around their raised house down here. And we're doing that, and then the dock areas, and then the areas around the pool, just making it all gorgeous. So it doesn't look like everybody else's cement, right? I mean, I guess, the contract guys are happy with like a brim swept cement, and there's nothing really wrong with that, but it doesn't mean we can't make it better.
Yeah, it truly upgrades it, and it really needs to be seen to be understood. We are speaking with Joe Johnston from Almorada Pools, online at almoradapools.com. Full service pool construction and renovation company specializing in high performance residential and commercial pools throughout the Florida Keys. Your team is a part of the Florida Keys, but also you understand what it takes to have a pool in the Florida Keys and to make it, weather worthy, to make it safe, to make it absolutely beautiful. I know Tiffany Williams has been behind the design of so many pools over the years here in the Florida Keys. She sits with the owner from start to finish and just makes sure that they are able to create what they envision, and then your team goes to work with expert and attention to detail to make that a reality. So it's a pretty exciting process where you guys are just building people's dreams every day.
That's true. Tiffany Williams and Todd Mecke, those guys are the heart of the business.
Yeah.
I, without the people, without the team, there really wouldn't be an Almirada Pools, right? As much as I'd like to sit here and say, hey, you got a bag of chips plus me, you got everything, but that's not true at all. We've got a whole team of people. We've got Todd, Anna, Tiffany, Tyler, Jonah, Javi, Andy, and Herman, and I know I'm forgetting people, and I apologize, but there's just so many people that make all of this happen. People that are experts in their own areas of what's going on. When we refinish a pool, we go straight to the expert. We go straight to Herman. Whenever there's some extra artistic flair that somebody wants, something like really, really out of the box, and they just want something gorgeous, we always call Andy. Andy McAllister is a known guy in the Keys. He makes beautiful work. And the team for doing the sun deck and making those things extraordinary. My guy Tyler, Jonah, and Javi, those guys are just incredible. And of course, as I've said many times, Todd has forgotten more about pool equipment and how all of that works than I even know. So all of those guys make an incredible team, and and I just hope that the people in the Keys understand, if they want something done, give us a call. And I will get exactly the right person on your job.
Yeah. Well, you do have, this is the Ask the Experts segment, talking about pools with Almirada Pools, but you really do have a full professional team of experts behind these projects. It is not something that, just one person is taking a sketch pad and say, here you go. There are some highly, highly skilled people behind all of these projects, even to the point where, like, Theater of the Sea sought out your company to make sure that their projects are done right. And so many others throughout the Keys have called on Almirada Pools. Construction, remodeling, repair, as well as textured concretes and decks, etc. It can all be found online at almiradapools.com, but also at the showroom at 86701, that is 86701 Overseas Highway, Suite 103, Almirada, or just call them 305-852-3133. They will gladly answer your questions and get you started on your journey to that beautiful dream pool. So absolutely. So Joe, I just wanted to, you brought up an important point too, as far as out of town contractors, subcontractors, etc. Almirada Pools is absolutely not that. You all are local. In fact, I wanted to, and you're committed to the community. I wanted to commend you. We were driving up the Keys just yesterday, and I looked over, and there is one of those, adopt the highway, responsible for maintaining our environment and picking up the trash and that kind of thing. And it said Almirada Pools on a big stretch there. Just one of the many ways you contribute to our community. You donated an entire pool to Baptist Health, and Margie was singing your praises at an event that I saw her at, and again, talking about all that you do for our community. We are very grateful for how giving you are as well. So thank you.
Well, Margie has been an amazing ambassador for so many great things, and everyone in the Keys knows and loves Margie. Margie Smith, for anyone watching that doesn't know, she is selfless and just amazing human being, on the job all the time for everyone but herself. And really, we just need to send shout outs and love to her. And yeah, we definitely want to be a good community member. And I think that that's what everyone here in the Keys, I don't think we're super special with that. I think that people know who the Keys guys are. You know, we all live on this rock. We need to take care of each other. And that's, I think that's key. For me, I feel to have Almirado team and the Sun Deck of the Keys team, and of course, you know, we also do Sun Deck up in Miami, but I'm not going up there to do that. I've got a whole team up there that we're not even talking about. You know, this is the Keys. This is where I live 100% of the time, and it's rare that I go north of the Stretch for anything at all.
Well, I thank you for being here. Thank you for your community involvement, your community commitment, and it's Almirada Pools. Again, online, you can find them at almiradapools.com or visit the team at 86701 Overseas Highway, Suite 103, 305-852-3133. Well, we are holding up somebody's pool project by keeping you on the line here today, Joe. Thank you for visiting with us. With that, we wish you a very good Memorial Day, unless there's anything else we should mention at this particular time.
I think, you know, stop in, get a bagel next door to us, and then go into the showroom and see what happens to your imagination when you look at all the beautiful things in there.
Good point. Yeah, you will be amazed, I'm pretty sure. Joe, thank you for being here today. We will talk again soon, sir.
All right. Bye-bye. Take care, Keys.
Take care. Yes. Thank you, Joe. Joe Johnston with us. He is with Almirada Pools. Again, you can find that at almiradapools.com online or visit them in person in Almirada. This is Keys Talk 96.9 102.5. The Talk of the Keys. We return with more Good Morning Keys in a moment.
Your home is your castle, your sanctuary. Rack Advanced Control brings together the electrical and smart technology that make your home comfortable, secure, and effortless to live in. Imagine music flowing seamlessly through every room, beautiful lighting that adjusts to your lifestyle, motorized shades, climate control, and energy management all working together automatically. From integrated audio and video systems to discrete security cameras and professional electrical services, Rack Advanced Control designs and installs technology that works in perfect harmony. Originally founded in California, Rack Advanced Control has over 20 years of experience serving the luxury residential market and was honored as a 2024 Lutron Excellence Award Integrator. Now with an office in Key West, Florida, Rack brings world-class smart home design and electrical expertise to the Florida Keys. Make your home smarter, safer, and more enjoyable to live in. Call 786-647-9647 or visit rackav.com. Rack Advanced Control. Intelligent luxury, expertly installed.
Life is full of moments, the small ones, the big ones, the once-in-a-week moments, the once-in-a-lifetime moment, the silly moments, the serious moments, the funny moments, and the sweet moments, the moment you've been waiting for. I'm Armando Gonzalez, president and owner of Blue Marlin Jewelry in Islamorada and Key West. You choose the moment and we'll make it unforgettable. We have a wonderful selection of quality jewelry you won't find in other stores, hand-selected from artists, including our signature collection, Tacori, Roberto Coin, genuine Natosha coins, and so much more. We'll help you select the right piece of jewelry that will ensure that whenever the occasion, whatever the moment, she'll remember it for years to come. Blue Marlin Jewelry, 81549 Old Highway in Islamorada, and now in Key West, 718 Caroline Street. Both locations are open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Saturday, 11 to 5 on Sunday. Visit us at bluemarlinjewelry.com.
Hey folks, it's Stephen Bender at Key West Chevrolet GMC Cadillac. With our huge truck and SUV inventory and our local deal match guarantee, you know you're getting the right deal without the Miami hassle. So come see the people you know, like, and trust, like George Arauz, Fernando Castillo, Randy Roberts, and Randy Swanhart at Keys Auto Center on the Boulevard or keysautocenter.com. We've got the keys.
In Key West, getting around should feel simple, and it is, with Key West Transit by your side. For years, we've helped locals and visitors move through the island with ease, and we're here to keep you moving forward. Whether you're catching the Workforce Shuttle, riding the Lower Key Shuttle, or booking a quick trip with Key West Rides on Demand, there's a ride that fits your day.
Wherever you're headed, start your trip at kwtransit.com. That's kwtransit.com.
If it's happening in the Keys, you will hear about it here. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
All right. Thank you, AJ, from the newsroom for that traffic update. We are going to get right to our next guest, Daniel Sammis, President and CEO of the Greater Marathon Chamber of Commerce. Thanks for being here, Daniel. How are you?
I'm doing good, Michael. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here. So yeah, we just had the traffic update. Things are pretty busy still here in the Keys. We're starting to get into the slower season, but it seems like traffic counts are pretty busy, and from all accounts, Marathon has had a pretty good year so far.
Yeah, definitely, Michael. It's been a good steady year. I say, we're pretty much on par with last year, which again was also a good year. We're still, I think, adjusting to back to the new norm of having seasonalities again, having a slower fall and off season when school gets out or gets back in, I should say. So yeah, we're looking forward to our shoulder season, the summertime. It's summer is pretty much here, as you could feel the stickiness and the heat outside here in the subtropics of the Florida Keys. So we're adjusting to that as well. But yeah, traffic's still been good. We definitely see a little bit of a lull, coming off, Easter, which kind of, signifies the end of our highest portion of the year, high season. And then once, June kind of kicks in there and school gets out, we'll start seeing the nice summer crowds, which is more of a drive down market, folks coming down for a weekend, a long weekend, or even a week, one of our vacation rentals. So excited to see that. The winds lay down a bit too. So even better for boating, for fishing, for just being out, on our beautiful waters here off Marathon and all throughout the Florida Keys. So yeah, exciting time.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. Daniel Sammis, President, CEO, Greater Marathon Chamber of Commerce. And I'm not going to compare you directly to any other public leaders or officials, but I would say that you're kind of known as a deal maker. And I say that because it seems like nothing of consequence or positivity happens in Marathon without you being involved or sought after in some fashion. And in that light, I bring up the Marathon Airport. We've been hearing for the past few months that Marathon Airport could be moving closer to having commercial airlines coming back to town. That's pretty exciting.
No, absolutely. Very exciting. Always appreciate the nice words. It's definitely a team effort, working with local officials. In this case, since both airports are owned and operated by Monroe County, it's been a pleasure working with Richard Strickland and his team, as well as, Mayor Lincoln, who will segue into as far as our luncheon in a few days. But yeah, Michael, it's been a great collaboration. The Marathon Chamber's been advocating, to try to bring commercial air service back at the right time. And, we feel like that is now. We feel like we have more assets, meaning rooms, vacation rentals, resort, hotel rooms than we did, last time we had air service. And I think, again, we got the right team in place, with the county as far as, the airport and Richard and them, really helping to push this needle to where it needs to be. So we're working on it, Michael. We're hoping for around maybe quarter 3 or 4 of next year, 2027, to, I guess, cut a ribbon, so to speak. But we got a long way to go for sure. The county, to their credit, is committed to a number of capital improvements within the Marathon Airport, the terminal. They've already moved the whole runway project. Recently, we cut that ribbon, some months ago at the very beginning of the year, as well as the fuel farm there, and Millionaire's doing a great job as the FBO. So yeah, it's going to be a real team effort. And speaking of Millionaire, they'll definitely be involved on the fuel side and some of the logistics side and luggage as well. So again, it really takes a village, and the Marathon Chamber's, really proud to help with that. And especially big shout out to our TDC, our Tourism Development Council, Kara Franker and Ed Simon and her team. Again, have been integral with this. Ed and myself have really been working hard and raising some private funds from local resorts on a matching grant that we'll use when the airline does come in. And the resorts have definitely stepped up, put their money where their mouth is to help also make this a reality. So again, team effort all around.
Yeah, well, a lot of positive things happening in Marathon, and Marathon Chamber of Commerce, and you personally are right in the middle of it. And we appreciate all of your dedication to Marathon, and again, all the positive aspects that are happening there. FloridaKeysMarathon.com is where you can go to seek out the Greater Marathon Chamber of Commerce. Daniel, of course, is a resource if you're a chamber member. His entire team is there to provide those resources for our local businesses. You had mentioned the luncheon coming up. Sounds like Mayor Lincoln will be in the midst of that.
That's right. Yep. So speaking of our great mayor, she's going to be our keynote speaker this week, and the luncheon is on a Thursday. I know they're usually on Tuesdays, but just the way the scheduling worked out. So we're going to be in Key Colony Beach at Havana Jack's Restaurant 2 days from now on Thursday, May 21st at noon. And again, Mayor Lincoln's going to give a state of the county, which, the county's really, really good about doing that every year. And of course, Mayor Lincoln herself has done this before, so she's no stranger to that. So it's going to be great for our members to learn about all things that are happening with Monroe County. Just because you might live in the city of Marathon or even Key Colony Beach, you still live in Monroe County. We still pay property taxes that are county levied type taxes. So it's important for our members to be aware and informed about everything that's going on and to ask important questions that they want to ask of our mayor. And so she's going to do that. I'm also really honored to say that this luncheon is going to be sponsored by Mount Sinai Medical Center. We do allow members the opportunity to help sponsor our luncheon. So we'll get to hear from one of their lovely doctors who she's going to talk about women's health and just for a couple minutes, and then we'll segue, to the state of the county with the mayor. But I want to give a nice big shout out to Mount Sinai Medical Center for helping sponsor this month's Chamber of Commerce luncheon.
Yeah, Mount Sinai is continuing to expand now into Marathon, offering a number of services and experts and world-class physicians, again, for the betterment of Marathon and its residents and visitors. Daniel Sammis, CEO, President of the Greater Marathon Chamber of Commerce. And of course, we always have the monthly mixer as well. I know you've got a lot of responsibilities to get to here today, though, but Daniel, we encourage all to go online to the Greater Marathon Chamber of Commerce to learn more about all of the resources and advocacy that you and your team are responsible for the betterment of the business community and community at large for Marathon. But what else would you like to highlight at this point, sir, before we let you get back to a busy day?
Other than really the luncheon, which is, again, this Thursday in Key Colony Beach at Havana Jack's, just give us a call, 305-743-5417 if you want to RSVP. If you're not a member and you want to check it out, we definitely encourage prospective folks and businesses that are interested in joining to come to an event and see what we're all about and talk to our team and myself, and we'll get you more information on why we can help you out if you want to join the Chamber of Commerce and how we're going to support you. Other than that, Michael, just, we're coming up on graduation season. So huge shout out to all of our Marathon High School seniors who are graduating, taking a big step in their progression in life and just their education, as well as to all of our seniors up and down the Keys, from Key West to Key Largo who are graduating. We really are proud of you all. And the Marathon Chamber Board, again, will be awarding $13,000 in high school scholarships this year at grad night. So the board, really enjoys doing that and supporting our seniors. So we'll be over there in the next week or two, saying thank you to all of our seniors and putting some money in their pockets to help with their educational endeavors. And that includes vocational and trade, Michael, those who are going into that pathway. In addition to the more traditional sense, we like to support both areas because we see how vital both are.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that is a terrific endeavor. And again, just another way that the Greater Marathon Chamber of Commerce gives back to our community, whether it be through the students or to businesses or otherwise. So Daniel, we'll let you get back to a very busy day and a very happy Memorial Day. We'll be talking about, all of the opportunities for people to take a moment to pause and remember those who have given their all in the name of freedom. So I know there will be a number of commemorative ceremonies at the marathon as well. We'll be going through that list for the rest of the week. And you will have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being a friend and for all that you do in our community. You have a terrific day.
Likewise, and thank you for what you said on Memorial Day. Absolutely, folks. Remember that. And congratulations to the Stapleford family for grandkid number 7 to you and I. So really happy for y'all.
Yeah, we've got our yeah, they're doing their part to repopulate. That's for sure.
Yeah,
So
we need it. We need it.
it's a busy time.
That's right.
Thank you, Daniel. You
All
have a
right.
wonderful day. Take care. Okay.
You too, guys.
Bye now.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Daniel Samus, CEO, President of the Greater Marathon Chamber of Commerce on Good Morning Keys. Of course, 1 o'clock. Nope, sorry, make that 11 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Good Morning Keys is on Keys Living TV, locally channel 27, as well as on your Roku streaming or at your download store for the app. Download Keys Living TV. It is free, and hopefully you will enjoy what you see. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. Time for Glenn Beck.